Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Mike's DVDs and Blu-rays. Today I'm going to show some movies based on stories of adventure, sweeping battles, faraway lands. I'm going to show you movies starring Sean Connery, Michael Caine, and Sterling Hayden, amongst others. So let's get right to it. With a movie directed and written by John Milius, who would go on to make Red Dawn in the 80s and Conan the Barbarian, amongst other things. It's 1975's The Wind and the Lion. This is a movie that also co-stars John Huston in it. And basically, this is a movie. Sean Connery plays a desert chieftain of a tribe. He comes up with a plan to cause trouble amongst the tribe, so he kidnaps the American widow, played by Candice Bergen, who would later go on to be TV's Murphy Brown. Kidnaps her and her children, and they stir up the interest, and Theodore Roosevelt gets involved and, causes him to get involved with it and everything. He's played by Brian Keith. And overall, it's a great action movie. It's really cool, as always, to see Sean Connery in a role other than James Bond. And this is one of the performances in the 70s that he did other than Bond, where he was done with James Bond at this point, and he was doing movies such as Zardoz, The Wind and the Lion, The Man Who Would Be King, some movies like that. And I think he pulls it off really good. I mean, his Scottish accent kind of comes through there. You know it's Sean Connery, which is probably hard to live down in trying to play a role with, different ethnicity. Anyways, so yeah, it's a great movie. It's a movie we don't see much of these days. The adventure movie, the movie that takes us somewhere far away from where we live, usually around the world, to another continent, another country far away. But this was, based in 1904 Morocco, so it was just, a faraway place. This movie is really cool. I really like it. This is the DVD I have of it. It's Adobe Digital. Pretty decent picture for, DVD. Maybe later I'll upgrade to Blu-ray of it, but I just wanted to show off The Wind and the Lion. So let's move right on to another movie, and that movie would be 1950's The Asphalt Jungle. This is the Criterion Blu-ray edition of it, and you wonder why I went from The Wind and the Lion to The Asphalt Jungle. Well, one thing, John Huston wrote and directed this film noir classic. Like I said, it was 1950. This is just a legendary film noir movies. It basically set the template for a lot of imitation movies that would come in the 50s. Also, it would give Marilyn Monroe her breakout performance in it. But yes, and the other thing I wanted to show you, it has Sterling Hayden in it. And I'm going to also show you a movie here. Another film noir movie. Move on to my third title, which is a double disc film noir double feature classic collection. And that movie would be Crime Wave, 1954's film noir classic with Sterling Hayden in it. It's just excellent movie, just excellent film noir. It also has Decoy on this one, which was a movie released through Monogram, the low rent studio in Hollywood for many years, directed by Jack Bernhardt. And that would star Gene Gilly, Edward Norris, and Robert Armstrong, amongst others. But the main one I wanted on this double feature was the Crime Wave movie. And this is a great movie. Sterling Hayden. I'm a big fan of Sterling Hayden. He did great movies. He did great westerns and great movie. I just really like Sterling Hayden. He had something that, you know, if you heard his voice, you knew who he was. He had a certain look about him. But yeah, all the way up to movies like The Long Goodbye, where he plays a, you know, down and out writer. I mean, he's done a lot of different stuff, and I'm really a big fan of Sterling Hayden. I thought he was, I mean, he's well known in the classic movie circles, like and stuff, but I think overall people might not know who Sterling Hayden is, you know. He's not a household name like Humphrey Bogart, for example. So, anyways, Crime Wave, great movie. Basically it's a movie directed by actually Andre de Toth, who would go on and make some really good melodramas and westerns with some melodramas. And then he would also make some really good westerns at Warner Brothers with Randolph Scott in it around this time. So he was a really good director at the time. So there you go. So there was the connection there, Sterling Hayden in both Crime Wave and the Asphalt Jungle. I got one more thing about John Huston, and that would be the fourth movie here, The Man Who Would Be King. And this is a movie directed by John Huston, based on a story by Rudyard Kipling. And this stars Sean Connery again, and we got Michael Caine in this. And this is also from 1975. And it's a great later movie by John Huston. Great Rudyard Kipling story. Movies like Gunga Din and, gosh, I can't think of some. He's done a lot of great adventure stories that were based, you know, later turned into movies. You know, they're based in India a lot of times, dealing with British soldiers or whatnot. But yeah, great story, timeless classic. This is a great movie. This is the DVD copy of this movie. It's out of print, I believe. I think it's out of print on Blu-ray or something like that. But anyways, a few years ago, and I was looking for this, trying to find a Blu-ray copy of it, and the costs are phenomenal. I mean, check eBay, check Amazon. The price for the Blu-ray is like in the hundreds of dollars for some reason. So at the time, you know, I just got the DVD, which you know, isn't too bad. You know, it's not too bad. It's such a great story, and the acting is great. They make such a great team, Michael Caine and Sean Connery, that it doesn't matter. Standard definition's fine. It's great. Just to see the great movie. It also has a great role performance by Christopher Plummer as Rudyard Kipling. And it's got vintage making of and stuff like that on here. So yeah, it's a great movie to find. If you can find it on Blu-ray and for a good price, I would snatch it up, because I think it's worth some money right now, or apparently. But if I ever find it on Blu-ray, I'm definitely snatching it up. And the final movie I have here also has a connection to the other ones. It's 1965, I believe. Zulu, starring Michael Caine. And this is a legendary action tale, another action adventure tale set in set in Africa. The British Army is stationed there, working with the Zulu Nation, working with the warriors, and they're showing the battles between the tribes and the British soldiers that are just breathtaking cinematography. This Blu-ray looks great. It looks phenomenal. It's a great cleaned up print. I have this on Criterion Laserdisc from back on I think it was from 1990, and man, it's a great improvement over the picture just between those two. But yeah, this is a great movie. Highly recommend it. I highly recommend this Blu-ray edition because it's been either, it doesn't say on here if it's been restored or anything, but it looks like it's been really cleaned up great, maybe restored. So this is on a Paramount release. This is actually I think it's an all region, but this is a British edition of Zulu, so I think it's all region. So if you can find this, I think it's on Amazon now, definitely on eBay. Pick it up. It's a great edition. Looks great. Looks great. So there you go, guys. Some action adventure from throughout the years. We got Zulu, and we got a whole slew of great adventure movies here. Either be film noir or movies set in the Far East and India and Africa. A lot of good movies there. Be great to spend a Saturday afternoon on the couch watching a couple of these, relaxing. So yeah, great movies. And I'd like to show you guys more in the future. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the bell to be notified when I release a new video. And you'll see more videos like this and more in the future. And if you like this episode, hit that like. And if you have any comments on any of these movies or anything in general, just shoot me a comment down there below. And I would love to hear from you to find out what you thought of some of these movies. Because there's some really good ones in here. Highly recommend those, especially Zulu and the Asphalt Jungle, the great Blu-ray releases. And so yeah. So until next time, guys, I'm Mike. You guys take it easy out there. Be careful, be safe, and watch good movies. And I'll see you guys next time. Later.